Hey, how's it going? Today is 24th of February, Saturday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities are available up there in this area. Let's take a look at what I believe might be very important opportunity or promising opportunity, since 70%, close to 70% of the land or the earth surface has been covered by water, right? 70%, 70. This is how much percent we're talking about. And let's take a look at government launching new UK-based environment science network on deep sea mining, right? So there might be a lot of work as well as challenges, right? Let's try to understand it and see what's happening, right? So some of the projects that I have covered previously, that would be perhaps in Norway. There was some governing bodies as well. Let's take a look at what UK is doing. Experts and academics are invited to join a new science network that will help to provide evidence on the environmental impact of deep sea mining. Hard data, if we can find anything. Usually, it's something I was taking a look at previously, right? Even gold refinement, right? And how often have got started, right? When it comes to gold refinement, the way how they have started, right? I was taking a look at places like Soviet Union, and at the time, every year about 10% of people have died refining gold, right? That's how things got started, right? So, so I don't know if that's a good example, but perhaps that's just a data, historical data. I was taking a look at some of the documentaries and everything, right? Over time, all processes have improved, right? They have developed technologies, they have all kind of machinery, and now perhaps they can sell this kind of machinery to other governments, right? So that would mean Russia perhaps can sell that machinery to places like African governments where they can refine about 200 tons of gold every year. So they have developed that. Now we can license that technology, and but the way how it got started, how these kind of things have been developed over decades, right? Things can happen, right? I was referring to forced labor camps, right? But either way, let's take a look at the UK and what UK is trying to do. UK government has today, Monday, 19th of February, 5 days ago, launched a new UK-based environmental science network to gather scientific data and now carry out world-class research to help assess environmental impact of deep-sea mining. So perhaps the best process, right? So perhaps with not perhaps large impact, or I don't know. Let's try to understand. Eligible applicants can apply to join the network, okay, and share their expertise to help fill in the current evidence gaps in understanding the consensus of DC mining of our ecosystem, bringing together the UK's environmental science expertise to share internationally will help UK ensure that highest environmental standards are enforced on the deep sea mining. Canada had made a lot of progress. I think at the top is Canada as of now. Perhaps Norway is second place. But that's my limited research, right? So perhaps different governments, not necessarily. As of now, I don't know if UK, perhaps UK have partnerships, but not necessarily the UK is doing anything, right? As of my knowledge, right? The network will work alongside UK recent decisions to support the moratorium on the granting of exploration license for deep sea mining projects in the International Seabed Authority. I have reached out to this authority. There's no response. Perhaps there was just one person. That person that I have reached out to, I got the response that he's on holidays. But so that there's something there. There's something there. What you doing? The moratorium means that UK will not sponsor or support licensures until sufficient scientific evidence is available to assess the impact of the deep-sea mining activities on maritime ecosystem, and strong enforcement environmental regulation standards and guidelines have been developed and adopted by the ESA. ESA, I think it's International Standards Agency, or we're referring to International Seabed Authority. Okay, okay. All this sector, I think, is very, very, very expensive sector, right? I can take a look at on land and some of the companies and recently increase in commodity prices, right? So because commodity prices have increased dramatically, right? Some of those companies who do operate heavily machinery on land, I can briefly take a look at how much more of the market share and or value of those companies, how much that increased recently. Briefly, I can take a look at the Bybis. Well, I'm not supporting any of those companies, by the way. Just to put things into perspective, right? Before coming back to perhaps deep sea mining, and we can do that briefly, right? It's just something that I was taking a look at. That would be Caterpillar Inc., right? That would be also known as CAT, right? It's American Construction, Mining, and Other Engineering Equipment Manufacturer. The company is the world's largest manufacturer of construction equipment in 2018. Caterpillar was ranked at number 73 of the Fortune 500 list, right? And this company's stock price have increased, it says 87%, right? And it's now worth at $323, right? So it just, I think it's the commodity prices, right? And the fall of value or inflation of paper money, so commodities have increased prices, and by doing that, there might be people making a lot of investments. That was just an example, right? Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a course where I'm taking a look at very important personal development areas within this course. It's just over an hour. If you're interested in video format, I'm taking a look at 12 different areas. Just name a few areas. Actually, how to set targets, how to structure your goals, and your budget, starting with your personal budget, and from there, once you understand how to do it, you can progress into having a number of different budgets, right? Within this course, hopefully would be able to share as much as I can. Capturing someone's attention for over an hour is a challenge within itself, right? So 12 areas, keeping your attention, and there might be a challenge with either way. I'm hoping to share this course with as many people as I can. If you have any questions, feel free to chat to me. If not, there's going to be a QR code in the Corner Company's website below. I was taking a look at the different projects, right, where they're taking a look at monitoring. They have expanded. They're gonna be monitoring shorelines, right? That's something that there was one project within UK. I was taking a look at recently, about 2 weeks ago. In one of the projects, I have poked a little bit of fun. A woman is doing her best. She was trying to sell her story very hard, so I poked a little bit of fun on that. But other than that, the personal stuff, it shouldn't matter. I would rather stick with professional things. That was some of the feedback that I was offering. But other than that, there was another project that I was taking a look at. US and or perhaps other partners as well, selling a lot of hardware, military hardware, that will be drones to India, and the deal was close to 4 billion worth of deal of military grade drones, and that to be sold to India again to monitor shorelines and or environment, right? And now we're taking a look at seabeds. So I think some of the use cases potentially can be refinement on those natural resources, right? If you would ask me, right? Some of those drones have been in development for 20 years, so perhaps they might be able to scan just the surface level. Maybe. Either way, let's progress. The UK committed to protect now driving ocean conservation over recent years. The UK has committed to protecting at least 30% of global ocean by 2030, through a network of marine protected areas, often affected based conservation measures. I think it would be not necessarily UK has to protect everything. Perhaps UK can protect its own waters, if that makes sense. And from there, perhaps international waters, while UK would be looking to protect everything, but either way. supported developing countries to protect the maritime environment throughout projects to protect and restore habitats such as mangroves, coral reefs, and seagrasses throughout the fifth, 500 million Blue Plant Fund. I have seen something about the patches of rubbish and all of those. Perhaps not necessarily. I don't know. Coral reefs, perhaps that would be environment. So perhaps some of the funds that they're referring to. But either way, tackle scourge of plastic pollution. Recently, consulting on the ban on wet wipes containing plastic as part of efforts to eliminate avoidable plastic waste by 2042. There are some initiatives, perhaps the UK is taking part, but not necessarily organized just by UK, right? Designated first free, highly protected maritime areas in England waters. Okay, that would make sense if England would begin by protecting its own waters, right? But instead of policing all the waters, right? It would make a lot of sense for me. I don't know for others. Nature to fully recover by removing all harmful activities, including fishing, constructions, and debris, increasing maritime biodiversity, and now supporting climate resilience ecosystem to thrive, right? Even I was taking a look at quickly, right? I was taking a look at Paris, right? They have Olympic Games recently, perhaps this year, 2024, right? Even Paris cannot protect its own waters. So it's something about Olympic Games and taking part in the waters and taking a swim in those waters. Paris cannot protect. So England gonna go there and protect those waters as well? I don't know. I don't know. If they can, it would be great. Creating comprehensive network of maritime protecting areas in England waters. There are 181 sites protecting 40% of our seas. Okay. Recently, implementation of the Bay Law that restricts bottom tower fishing gear over truck and or relief habitat for the 13 MPs. Okay. Let's close with that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.